to please don't.
Welcome everybody to Southern Fried. I'm excited. Who am I? I'm Kenneth something. I am your host. Y'all, I'm amazing. Let me just start with that. So you are amazing too. We're gonna all be amazing together. Here's some amazing poetry. So I have an official spill that I have to read. So just give me this moment, and then I'm gonna jump right into the slam. I know you are all here for that. You're waiting for that. So we can get right into it. So welcome to the 29th annual Southern Fried Regional Poetry Slam, the virtual edition. At SoFried, we believe Black Lives Matter. We support and believe in the rights of our LGBTQ+ community, and we believe every person should have equal access to living their best lives physically, spiritually, and artistically. We encourage you to be respectful of everyone's identity and remember that every person on the stage has equal value. At Southern Fried, we judge poems, not people. Tonight, you will see 3 teams of poets and 2 independent poets, or we call them indies, from the Southeast and beyond, competing for a chance to get onto the final stage this Saturday afternoon for the indies, and then Saturday night for the teams. If you are present in the Zoom bout, please make sure you mute your mics. Please, 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 and turn your cameras off when you are not performing. Judges, we ask that your cameras remain on during the poems. This bout is attended by poets who are logging in from around the world. So please give their poetry your love and your absolute undivided attention. So that means, no, you cannot go and bake a cookie in the middle of a poem. However, well, actually, you can't bake a cookie at no point in this process for the next your whole slam. However, there will be a break built in, so you will have a moment to grab, a glass of water or, respond to a text or something like that. Okay. In Poetry Slam, there is no music. There are no costumes or props, and each poet will be performing original work. Poems may be up to 3 minutes long, but after a 10-second grace period, the performer loses points for going over time. You may see groups of poets performing team pieces. This is normal and encouraged. We have pre-selected judges this year, and they are, I have to say, probably some of the best judges in the world of judging poetry slams. I say so myself. We have Mr. Speaker, Brooke Vaughn Bloomberg, Jessica Vidal, Maria Brickhouse, and Akina Ubaka. I probably said that wrong, and please forgive me. But you knowing that you are the judges, you're probably judgmental. You probably won't forgive me but that's okay. Blame it on my head and not my heart. Okay, just know that you have my heart, even if you don't have my dialect. If you don't have the way, you don't have my articulation, you have my heart. Okay, we have priests. Jumping all the way back. They are not affiliated with the poets performing tonight, but we're excited to find out what they think. These judges are our poetry experts tonight, but feel free to use the chat to let the judges know whether you agree with them or not. You can also use the reaction buttons to show support for the poem. If you're joining us via live stream, leave us comments, use your emojis. Feel free to interact with us on social media and share with your friends. Judges, do not let the audience sway you. Tonight, you are the experts. I can see it. I can see it. You have like nice, cool things in your background. Like I know that you get it. You understand culture. I can tell by the pretty pictures on your wall, okay? So you're the experts tonight. If you like the poetry you hear tonight, we will post their contact information so that you can purchase their merchandise. Southern Fried merchandise is available on our website, and tickets to Final Stage can be purchased through Eventbrite. We would love to have you join all of the poets who have made it this far and will make it to Final Stage for the 2021 championship. Please meet us there. Before we get to the slam, we need to have a calibration poem. This poet is not part of the competition, but will be judged just the same. Judges, you may use this poet's score as your baseline of reference for the poems you will judge during the bout. So this is your practice poet, and this judges your opportunity to get your judgmental practice in. So are you ready, judges? I'm looking for you. I see one, I see two, I see three. All right, I see four, I see five. Judges, this is your opportunity. Everybody else at home, please join us in welcoming your sacrificial poet that will be getting us started, Lady S. Sound effects, sound effects, sound effects.
Mic check.
You sound excellent.
This is to my Black son. I'm sorry that you look north, you never look south. I'm sorry that you talk so loud. You know your mama's got a mouth. I'm sorry that you grabbed your crotch before you knew what it was, and I taught you your penis is a penis before you knew what it does. I'm sorry that when someone says, "Hey, handsome," you turn around. I'm sorry that I raised you as a prince before your feet hit the ground. I'm sorry that you speak to everyone when we travel to the store and even more. It reminds me of a young Emmett Till, so even though I'm not racist, I still say, baby, don't speak to her. I'm sorry that you got that swagger in your little suits. You remind me of a young king. And even though I didn't name you Martin Luther, you already meditate like one, gravitate towards the sun. I'm sorry. You have those glasses and that curly hair. You remind me of Malcolm X. And that wide nose as it grows. I don't know what's next. I'm sorry. You will look like Trayvon Martin, Dwight Wright, Rayshard Brooks, George Floyd, Stephen Clark, Freddie Gray, Eric Gardner. God damn, you will look like a Black man. I'm sorry that this world keeps on slaying you. I'm sorry that you have scared white authority over every century. I'm sorry that when you walk, they'll see a big Black man, and when you talk, they will hear a big Black man. But the way you sing, you remind me of a young Michael Jackson, and like him, eczema has caused leopardous spots across your skin, which proves to me that you're my tiger. But I pray that you don't have to bleach the rest of you to fit in. I'm sorry. People will judge you by the color of your skin, and they're more likely to ask you where you play football at than your political party, baby. I'm sorry. Will you ever forgive me that I raised you to be a king? But you have to understand, this really is the only way a queen knows to raise her little man. Thank you.
That was a poet doing what a poet do, which is a poem. Poet did their job. Audience, I saw you commenting and doing what you're supposed to do. So audience, you did your job. Now judges, that leaves one job left to do. I need you to put a score in the chat. Follow Mr. Speaker's lead. Mr. Speaker be knowing about how to do the judging thing, okay? So just go ahead and do that. Judge, this is your opportunity. Now, I want you to know, if you know anything about poetry slams, the host has to be absolutely, in some way, respectfully disconnected from the poems, right? We can't really talk about the poems or the poets. That means judges, you're gonna get all this work. You getting all my attention. You're the only one I can get this attention to. So when you slow giving me the scores, just know you about to catch the work. That's all I got. It's y'all. That's all I got. Okay. Judge 4, where you at, Judge 4? Judge 4, you're the last one, okay? All I need you to do is give me a number, right? So you're the last one this time. I know you got me next time, right, Judge 4? All right, so with that being said, from low to high, I believe we have all our scores, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so scorekeeper, from low to high, we have an 8.9. We have a 9.1, a 9.2, a 9.3, and a 9.3. All right, so I'm gonna allow the scorekeeper to do the thing that scorekeepers do and tally that up to us. And then when they are ready, they are going to put the score in the chat, I believe, and also announce it verbally out loud.
The poet scored a 27.6.
All right, show love for the poet and all the things the poet did. That's what we do. That's what we do around here. So we're now ready to go straight into the competition. We're on a mission here, right? And so I'm excited to introduce you to the very first competing poets of the competition. Judges, if you're ready, give me a thumbs up because it's going down. It's going down. You ready? You going? I see. I need it. There we go. All right, my judges said he's ready. All right. So that being said, everybody at home. I'm sorry, at home, make sure you know who's competing in the competition in the order that it's going, and then I'm gonna introduce you. Make sure y'all can follow along. So in this first round, the poets competing in the group teams will be, in the teams will be Say What, Detour Slam, and Burn Beautiful. So in that particular order. So Detour Slam, you are on deck. You can feel free to send me who you're sending up in the chat. But with that being said, everybody else show some love for a group piece from Say What. Woo!
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It makes no sense, but it sounds phenomenal, like the woman I am. But do I have to be super to make women look powerful? Be strong when everything in me feels fragile?
Like pluck the feathers off my wings and see how far I can fly strong. While a Tyler Perry blockbuster on my blood, sweat, and tears. Close all the curtains on me and the audience leave, but my show must go on strong.
Forged by fire, tested and tried, cause there's no room for failure strong. Days my spine hugs the rope, and somehow I still make a ladder strong.
Like, tell me where it hurts, and I'll carry to where it don't strong.
Like abracadabra, black girl magic, pulling myself together strong. What you see and what I am never looks like what I'm going through, even when the limits ain't giving enough to squeeze every ounce of hope to keep this arching a backbone strong.
These hands, this breath, this pulse, be strong and be home, be gospel, be water, be air, be love,
be alone, be struggle, be hurt, be there for everyone else, cause that's what it means to be strong women.
Be more cane than sugar, have more scars than skin,
resistant to wither till you don't see the sight of me anymore.
Till all that is left is the strength and the mountaintop, not the woman that got there.
On bent knees in prayer, an altar in a forest, calling it a healing, an amen and a baptism coming out of the water strong. This caliber of strength,
Be volcano,
be steam,
be ashes,
be steel,
be faith,
be grace,
be summit,
be women, giving when there's nothing else to give. for marred hands at the potter's wheel, unable to trim the weight of this strength. My superhuman is becoming drained because I don't know how to be uncaring.
So I become kryptonite, but the strength can't be weak, be mental or physical.
Our life is too sacrificial, too ram in the bush, expected to be me, to meet everyone else's needs, needed and molded into the help and the helper, the servant and the servitude.
This strength has no rest. It be night, it be day, it be sun, it be light, it be morning.
It be token and pawn, trophy and crown, mind, body and soul, totem and pole, lifting you up strong.
So we continue to be the pallbearers of burden, not hallelujah praise dancers rejoicing in the sight of our own self-care.
Cause this masterpiece too be the war of art. It be tired, it be suffering, anxiety and fear. Do I have to be strong when everything in me feels fragile? When the super and woman in me is fighting not to become levy, broken in the eye of your life storms. But what can we say besides supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? It sounds crazy, right? Just like you, expecting us to be strong women all the time.
All right, that was the poets doing what the poets are supposed to do, which is share a poem. Now, audience, I saw you doing your job. Judges, here we go. All right, on your mark, get set. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you think, what you really, really think. While I'm waiting for the scores to come through, please, Detour Slam, you can send me in a chat who you are sending up. All right, I have 1, I have 2, I have 3, I have 4, I have 5. I have all the scores. So from a low to a high, Bout team, my wonderful Bout team, this is for you. We have a low of 8.5, then a 8.7, then a 9.1, a 9.6, and a 9.7. Please let me know what that means after you do all the thing you do with the numbers. I'm excited. Judges, what y'all feeling? Y'all good tonight? This is going to be a phenomenal night. It's a phenomenal night. What's
Say what? Group piece is 27.4.
Thank you so much. You're amazing. Y'all heard the voice. All right, let's keep it going. So on deck is Burn Beautiful, but up next is Detour Slam. Please put your virtual emojis and items and love and everything you do for Latia. I think I said that wrong, but it's Detour Slam. Where are you at?
Mic check, mic check. Can you hear me? Mic check.
I can hear you. I do not see you.
I'm gonna turn it on camera. I'll just make sure the mic works.
Okay.
When my daughters are old enough to see that the shade of their skin is different, when they question why they have the same father and not the same mother, I will tell them that none of that is relevant. The construction of America is. I will tell them that they are privileged despite. When my daughters ask me what is privilege, I will tell them privilege is a double-edged sword. It can be an aid as well as an affliction, and Black privilege is a mountain to get over. It's a documented movement that your history books will forget to tell you about in white privilege. But white privilege will forget everything that was left out. White privilege will forget the names your mamas gave you and call you cute girls. When my daughters ask me about their privilege, I will tell them, pay attention in math class. With your cute girl privilege comes cute girl problems, and not all equations have solutions, because Black girls will question if you're beautiful is Black enough. White women will question if you're beautiful is too dark. Black men will recognize your beauty only when it's too late. Only when a white man notices first, and a white man will always notice that you are black, beautiful first, but to them, you would just be cute. For a black girl, so when my daughters ask me what does a cute girl get from life, I will tell them, life gives black men a front page story, a newsline. Life gives white men with good credit. Life gives white men lemons. Teach him to make lemonade. Funds him to build a lemonade stand that he franchises in the hood and then gentrifies the entire black community. But life, though it was generous to black girls, life gives black girls magic, a slogan, and then turns around and gives you a choice because you're cute. Cute black girls can either fuck their way up the corporate ladder or get accused of fucking their way up the corporate ladder. So when my daughters ask me what is a cute black girl to do, I will tell them, choose wisely. Society treats beauty like a privilege to cute black girls. Black girls become the martyrs of a double-edged sword. On one end, it's a suicide mission, a grenade, a ticking time bomb that's waiting to self-destruct. On the other end, it's still the grenade, the ticking time bomb that is the bomb diggity, and it is black, and it could be brown, and it could be blue if you wanted to, and it is grace, and it is power and strength, and it is mine, and I pass it down to you, so it is yours, and it is all of that. And a bag of chips, serve it up to the world with a Coke and a smile. So when my daughters ask me for permission, I would tell them to go in my kitchen and get a knife. When life hands you lemons, you cut those lemons in half and squeeze it into everyone's eyes, turn their tears into water, turn that water into tea that we sit with our pinky out at our next tea party when you're old enough, turn that water into fine wine that gets better with time, and let's get drunk of all of your beauty.
Thank you. That was the poet doing what a poet is supposed to do, which is a poem. So audience, remember, you have a job to do as well. So please, please comment, interact, be part of this process. This is not a lecture. This is absolutely a conversation. So please participate. All right, judges, I see that you are starting. So let's say what you got, judges. Let's see what you're doing. Do I only have 2 scores so far? I think I have 3 scores. Where am I? I gotta look at my judges. My judges, I can look at y'all face and see which one of y'all is not doing it. Judge 3, you're on it. Judge 5, you're on it. Judge 4, you're on it. Judge 2, and of course, Judge 1 is always the first to put the score in because he's been judgmental for a long time. All right, so on a low to high, Bout team, this is for you. We have a low of an 8.4, and then we have a 9.0, then a 9.4, a 9.4, and a 9.5. And I want to say thank you all to the teams for putting your people in what y'all doing. It is helpful. It is helpful. It is helpful. You are amazing. Before you come in with the final score for that, I'm going to give you the order of round 2 really quick. It's going to be Detour Slam, Burn Beautiful, and then Say What in that particular order. All right. Do we have a score for the last poet who just performed?
Letitia scored a 27.8.
Thank you so much for saying the name correctly, Letitia. Letitia, okay? You deserve that. I just butchered whatever. I made it up and I apologize. All right, let's keep it going for round 2. We're now moving around 2. So that means Detour Slam. You are, wait, am I missing something here? I see, really quick. All right, let me see what I messed up. I think my notes are all messed up. I have in round 2, the order being Detour Slam, Burn Beautiful, and Say What.
Correct. We're finishing up the first round right now.
We're still in round 1. Y'all let me do that. I blame Akina, don't shake your head, yes. Okay.
We got it.
I don't need the extra confirmation because when I need your score, you're not responding that fast. So I do know. So anyway, let's move it on with Burn Beautiful. Burn Beautiful is sitting up Keegan. Please show all the love in the world for Keegan.
Can you hear me?
You sound excellent.
Bucky Barnes is the quintessential white ally. After losing his arm in World War II, showing back up as a mind-controlled assassin in The Winter Soldier, and being framed for a bombing during the events of Civil War, Bucky is granted asylum in the nation of Wakanda. In Avengers Infinity War at the start of Act 2, King T'Challa brings Bucky a prosthetic vibranium arm, tells him the fight is on the way. Now, it is not an exaggeration to say that in a world with sentient laser beam robots, wearable nanosuits, and universe-altering jewelry, that Bucky is now in possession of the most advanced prosthetic in the history of mankind. Considering that his previous prosthetic was capable of punching through solid concrete and blocking bullets, it is likely that this man now possessed the nastiest left hook on Earth, second only to the Hulk. And when an alien invasion arrives to bring about a genocide of half the universe, he uses it to hold his gun steady. Do you think the people of Wakanda were ever irritated that this man brought a gun into their home? The first white man to ever enter their secluded nation comes in with one arm and uses it to clutch this tool of colonialism, the spiritual successor of the weapons used to spread the tyranny and bloodshed their neighbors had endured and that they had avoided. During the battle, he shows his gratitude for their generosity by using the gift the only way he knows how, unwilling to learn a new way to fight, even when the tools to do so are literally hand-delivered. Thinks to himself how cool he must look, spinning around with the talking raccoon so they can both shoot their guns at the bad guys. And look, isn't that how we think about the battle for justice? What we imagine being a good ally looks like? Good guys fighting bad guys, spinning around in circles, making a show of doing the right thing, sharing our memes, dunking on bigots and message boards, carrying our signs with the catchy hashtags to the weekend protests, because I'm not going to take work off on a weekday. We imagine ourselves charging into battle armed with the tools that make us the most comfortable, prepared to fight against armies of monsters led by a specific person with a specific face who is the problem. How nice that story sounds. How heroic. But sometimes being the ally doesn't look like being the hero. Sometimes it's more about listening than about speaking, more about being present than about being seen. It's following instead of leading. It's learning a new way to fight because the old ways of fighting have always coexisted with the things that need to be fought. Sometimes the things that need to be fought aren't as obvious as beating a bad guy. Sometimes the way to win doesn't involve the things that make you personally feel like a hero. Sometimes it's learning how to put down the gun that makes you feel like you're helping and learning how to throw a nasty left hook instead. Bucky Barnes fought the right people for the right reasons the wrong way. And maybe it wouldn't have made a difference, but like every other ally in every other fight, it is important to acknowledge that we can always do better.
That was the poet doing what a poet is supposed to do, which is giving us a poem. Audience, I remind you, you have a job to do at home. Participate, participate, participate. Judges, you also have a job to do, and that is to give us scores. So I have 3 scores, looking for 2 more. I have 4 scores. And I have 5. Thank you, judges. Y'all are phenomenal. All right, so from a low to high, we have an 8.9, a 9.3, a 9.4, another 9.4, and a 9.7. Thank you, judges, and thank you, poets, for helping us close out round 1 officially this time. Keena, don't say anything. All right, so we're now moving to round 2.
Keegan scored at 28.1.
Thank you so much. And so this is going to be the order of round 2. It's going to be a detour, slam, burn, beautiful, and say what. I was going to ask you for the score right after that commercial break. But thank you. So with that being said, everybody, please show some love for the next poet. which be from Detour Slam with a group piece.
Mic check, mic check. Can you hear me? Mic check.
You sound wonderful. I still want to make sure y'all look great too.
Got you.
Ladies, we have a few questions. Why is the bad boy, man of your dreams, constantly making you lose sleep?
Why would you rather go to someone that brings you down rather than one that's meant to build you up?
In other words, why would you embrace the wrecking ball and shun the architect? See, you need a man like us, loving,
caring,
simple. The truth is, we are simps.
The cream of the crop,
never rising to the top, but will be there to deposit joy in your life unexpectedly, like a stimulus check.
And we even got our own theme song.
Make it different.
I don't care what they say about me.
Ain't gonna get no insults out of me. Not calling women bitches, you can see. Cause I'm a motherfucking SIMP.
And people spend way too much time acting like there's a problem with that shit.
So I'm gonna treat you like Russell Wilson because you deserve a better future. Being a simp only means I prefer to make you my wife and not my baby mama. Being a simp only means I'd rather help you heal than add on to your trauma.
There ain't nothing wrong with me rubbing your feet and kissing your forehead as I hold you.
We're trying to give you the Garden of Eden, even though you were cultivated in Chernobyl. If being a simp means being confident in the man my grandmother raised me to be, I'll be that. It's in the moments I respect you, even when my ego is afraid.
The moments I'm upset, but still never call you out your name.
Why is it we use the term simp as if it has derogatory relation? Simply because the respect I have for a woman goes far beyond my sexual imagination?
Is it because I'd rather touch your mind before my hands ever touch your body?
Or is it because I listen when you talk about the mental scars your ex left since he cared nothing about your emotions and only used you for sex? I can still be like Keith and make your body sweat, but also I pay attention.
I once heard that we chase the love we think we deserve, so
maybe the truth is you don't think you deserve a love that would rather build you up than tear you down.
You no longer feel the need to get attention from the streets or temporary intimacy in random sheets.
Because honestly, I haven't felt love in a while. I'm done with walks of shame. I prefer to walk you down the aisle. So if I'm a simp,
then I'll be that.
As a matter of fact, the more I say it, the more it fits me kind of right. Being a simp means I'll treat you right. So instead of being my baby mama,
I plan on making you my wife.
I'd rather have you for the rest of my life instead of just for one night. And the funny thing is,
the ones saying are the same ones that said Russell Wilson was too soft, too simple, and they would rather embrace a brother like Future.
So when I hop in my ride, I'll throw on that J. Cole. Why drink dirty Sprite and pop perks when you can have Raisin Bran in your cereal bowls? And you can sit back and chill while I take time to fold clothes for you.
Don't know shit about pedicures, but I'll do toes for you.
Never been the best fighter, but as the ludicrous of simps, I'll definitely throw bows for you. Of all the words you describe us, real nigga might not be afraid you think of, but the realest niggas walking aren't afraid to admit when they're in love. At the end of the day, one thing's for certain,
and another is for sure. If I have to choose between being a simp
or being a man that discredits a woman's well-being, then the choice is just that damn simple. Thank you.
And that was poets doing what poets are supposed to do, which is a poem, okay? Now, audience, remember you have a job to do. Judges, now the floor. What? We had, okay, Judge 4 just beat you, Judge number 1. How you feel? They gave me a score before you gave me a score for the first time in the history of Slam. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, have 3 scores. Really quick, Burn, beautiful. Feel free to put in the chat who you're sitting up next. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 scores from a low to a high. Bout staff, this is for you. We have a 9.0, a 9.2, a 9.5, a 9.8, and another 9.8. Thank you, judges. And you can come on, Bout Manager, whenever you are ready.
The group piece gets a 28.5.
Thank you so much. All right, Burn, beautiful. Who are you sending up? All right, everybody, do the thing you're supposed to do with all the love. And please welcome up Catalyst from Burn, beautiful. Can you please give me a quick test?
Hello.
One more again.
Hello.
Okay, you sound clear.
Swirl within the intermissions. Nickel-plated nail tops spin inward into stone-cold palms, wet from gripping rubber handles and warm triggers, only silence. Perforates the air with words as holy as Illumini Padre, I Filii Spiritu Sancti, while candles hold the wax of hope at the bottom of their bowels. Dusty shells filled with knickknacks, trinkets, and boggles, boys. Dust in the sand from the scopes of their barrels with crisp prayers pinned to t-shirts like complaints from teachers. She prays every day that he does not come home abracadavered into a streamlined folded flag, matching purple hearts and fragmented collection of bones that was her husband. Words stuffed so far back into throats that whispers, we need Nike-sponsored asthma pumps just to grasp a whimper. After all, she heard that he was coming home, but not in bits and pieces. Said he'd be coming back with no dreams of ever leaving amber wave of grains again, but the proof that this here is the land of the free and the home of the brave. He came to bind in his mind that war can only bring peace and love can only come with a fight, because blades of grass cannot survive on hope alone. And I swear this must be the only bit of truth that keeps him going. There's no other alternative in scholarships. Y'all know scholarships just don't fall from the fucking sky, so don't ask him why the sight of his daughter playing chrysanthemum up Calaville wave and piling like pixie dust is the only other reason he needs to put himself between a bullet and a target. He had to murder 3 insurgents today because one had a gun and the other 2 people were just in the way. I'm telling you, death ain't never easy when you're the one still breathing, chest still heaving, crossing over the body while the kill's still bleeding. Tears for the fallen in a PC seeking while taking aim. He vividly remembers a line of a letter she once sent him that said, how do you think I feel on every second Sunday of May, knowing you took another Mother's Day away? But he clutched his gun and said this is for America. This is for the towers and the oil and ISIS, the armless, 13-year-old boys trying to defend their country in the roadside bomb, yeah. The roadside bomb that left a hole in my platoon seat, baby. I'm a soldier. Fear does not exist in a piece of stone. I am a father, shotgun to the face with callous hands. She says, you know, I loved you, but I just can't support a war with no idea what we fighting for. I hear you murmur your visions of a perfect world. Now tell me, do you see bloodstained burkas, starless flags, children's bodies being used as armor? Tell me, soldier, do you remember how to use a swing set as a human catapult? Can you make love to me with the same hands you used to fuck your gun? Or have you forgotten that you are merely flesh?
Everyone, that was a poet doing what a poet is supposed to do, which is a poem for you. Audience, keep being the best audience in all the virtual world. And judges, keep being the best judges Southern Fried has ever seen. Let me see. Judge 5, I just took, I'm coming for you. I'm coming because the minute I messed up, you was right there. Like, So now I don't understand. I still don't. Okay, everybody, Judge 5 officially just gave us a score, so we can move on, everybody. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scores. So Bout team, this is for you. We have a low of an 8.9. Then we have a 9.1, a 9.3, a 9.4, and a 9.8. Please show all the love for the poet and everything the poet did. All right, so y'all, if y'all are ready, we're gonna have our Bout managers give us a score, and then we're gonna keep it moving.
Catalyst scored a 27.8.
My Bout manager is just better than yours. I don't know who all the other Zooms are, but I just want to let them know this is the best Bout manager right here. All right, so say what? If you are ready, then I'm bringing you up. Everybody show some love for Say What and a group piece.
Can you hear me?
You're really low. Say it again.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
I have a bad habit of leaving doors open. As a child, I always left doors open behind me, never wanting life's possibilities closed off. I always felt if I remove all barriers, it'd be easier for others to love me. I guess some things never change.
Like the key to my heart, before I knew how it worked, opened up heart chambers up to all kind of men.
The arguing and fighting type, the screaming and shouting type, the jealous and aggressive type.
Never I want to love you for the rest of my life type. A revolving door to men who only want to share my bed but never walk down the aisle to claim my body to death do us part.
Why can't I lock anything, especially my heart?
Like this queen size frame body of natural curves and hip, seen as contour door, convenient sex, memory foam alignment with legs wide open. When did I become a sleep number to every man's dream?
Why am I constantly augmenting reality? Caught in the inception, I could steal more time for us. I was unwilling to wake up. I try to fix others, only to further break myself, while turning my bedroom into a lasting door of lust. I mistook that for staying open to opportunities, only to open more scars.
Doors are meant to be shut to men who still hold on to pieces of my love,
but never wanting all of me. Yet I allow women to treat me like a buffet, grabbing small parts of me, and I allow it to tear me apart. All for the sake of,
I don't want to be alone tonight. This is my open door confession.
I confess, you are my cocaine, my itch. I couldn't help but scratch my gateway to depression, but I was okay with you fucking me over. As long as we were fucking, I was just happy to get another hit of you.
Being your addiction, the melt to your lust, the late night reoccurrences of hit it and quit it only evaporates my self-esteem. I have it for the something I cannot shake.
That's why I allowed the gaslighting,
the lying,
the cheating,
the fighting.
So I'm sitting alone crying.
Apologizing for the bloodstains I left on the floor after you stabbed me. Because at least I wasn't alone. It made it easier to ignore the knife. Since I'm blindly walking into love with thighs wide open.
Blaming myself for your infidelities. I kept holding on when it was better to let go because loving someone else was much easier than loving myself.
Leaving the door open for heartbreakers to trespass with no resistance. In that regard, some of this pain is on me. So I vow not to be the skeleton in the closet. I slide at each sliding glass door with easy access password, quick fixes and one night stand. This body is no longer your broken hinges and loose screws to be screwed over and over again. Your lust doesn't hold the key to my heart anymore.
No longer will I allow the earthquake of my passions to cover my faults, leaving my emotions in ruins with not even a foundation to rebuild. The best person for the job of loving me is me. I'm learning. Not everyone who comes to that house with your heart is meant to make it a home. I'm learning to close doors.
All right, that was poets doing what poets are supposed to do, which is share a poem. All right, audience, remember, keep the energy high, keep showing love, keep saying what you think, emojis, 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 and judges, you're doing an excellent job. Don't stop now. Oh, woman, there's Judge 5. I'm looking for Judge 5. Judge 5, did you put a score in here, Judge 5? I see Judge 4, Judge 1. Okay, yes, you did. I ain't coming for you now. All right, so on low to high, Bout team, if you are ready, we have a 9.2, a 9.4, a 9.5, a 9.6, and another 9.6. And that was the end of round 2. We're moving. So for those of you who are following, we're going to now bring on an indie, and then we're going to have a break. Okay, so then there's an opportunity for Mr. Speaker to get a glass of water and then come back, you know, and Maria, you know, whatever you want. If you know, I'm not sure if you got some grapes in the fridge, you can grab some grapes if you want to during the break. All right, Bout manager, scorekeeper. I've been calling the scorekeeper the Bout manager. I've been getting all intertwined. So scorekeeper, what say thee?
Say what? Greenville Slam has a 28.5.
Thank you so much. You're so amazing. All right, so if y'all are ready, we're about to bring on our first indie of the bout. Please show all the virtual love for Sarah. Aaron, where are you? Let me hear you test yourself. Hi. I'm gonna spotlight you really quick. Say one more thing.
Hello?
Yes, you are excellently clear. Awesome. Floor is yours.
I've always wanted to ask you, when she walks into a crowded room, do you experience a case of tunnel vision so intense your eyes blur like a camera lens attempting to refocus its attention? Do you need to take a minute to regain your stolen breath like a bank teller who is frantically trying to recover his cash after surviving a burglar? In an effort to find it, do you need to make sure that you didn't misplace your jaw on the floor somewhere as her heels plant roots in the ground like oak trees, tangling, intertwining, winding as she moves across the wooden planks beneath her shoes? Tell me, when she passes through a doorway, does she remind you of a runway model from Vogue owning that catwalk, making everybody talk like a group of luxury jewelers, witnessing her dripping in the finest diamonds they have ever laid their eyes on? Or does a full horn section follow her around in your head? It's almost as if she has her own composer writing score upon score to shuffle as an orchestra performs behind her, each note a symphony to her step. It could make a whole soundtrack. I listen to it on repeat, make a playlist in my mind, turn down the volume when her speech reaches the drums beating inside of my ears. It causes me to rewind and listen to the song again. I adore it, the music she makes, but communication gets increasingly difficult as the notes continue to float and take up the space in the back of my throat. My mouth loses the ability to create coherent sentences. My words are like a set of heavily pressed brakes pumping as a car hastily attempts to stop short. I'm not sure if you can relate to the sensation at all, if you've ever felt like you've just touched a hot stove after she glances in your direction, your only instinct being to pull back as fast as humanly possible in an effort to check yourself, collect yourself, and keep on smiling as the image of her eyes finally finding yours is imprinted on the back of your hand through the tingling of your freshly scorched skin. Maybe it was like that when you first met. I'm dying to know because it's been happening to me for a decade and it never gets old. I can't imagine what it must be like for you to know that you are married to the hottest woman in every room the two of you go into. I bet it's a feeling that never gets old for you, too. Thank you.
That was a poet doing what a poet's supposed to do, which is give you a poem, right? And audience, remember, stay active. And judges, this is your time. You don't know. At home, you're there, you're watching the poet, you're listening to the poet. That is your experience. For me as a host, I pay attention to the judges. And so Jessica, your face, I promise you, your facial expressions just don't change who you are. I just be listening to the poem through your facial expressions. Keep it up. It's getting me through the night. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have all 5 of our scores. So Bout team, before we get our break, you got one more job to do. So here's the scores for you. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 second. Am I seeing something wrong here? Okay, I see 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we're missing one score actually. Who are we missing? Come on, y'all. 1, 2, 3. I have 1, 2, 3. Oh, we have all the scores. No, we don't. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're missing. Who are we missing? We have 2, we have 1, we have 3, we have 5, 4. Judge 4, is that you? Judge 4, I see you patiently like chilling, but I don't see. Oh, you're up. Okay, I see you. I don't know how I missed it. No, wait. No, I don't see you, Judge 4.
You got Judge 4 at the top with a 8.7 at 7:08 p.m.
Oh, that's on top of. So do I have two scores from Mr. Speaker?
You got 2 scores from Judge 1.
Oh, that's what threw me off. I thought Judge 4 was part of the first.
No worries.
The last thing. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to go from a low of an 8.7. Then we have another 8.7. And then we have an 8.9, a 9.1, and then a 9.5. All right, I see. I was lost. Mr. Speaker did that. Don't y'all blame me, Maria. You could have helped me. You knew it was Mr. Speaker's fault. All right, everybody. But that is your. We're now at the break. There will be a 4-minute break. We'll come back on at 10:15 on the dot. 10:15 on the dot. You have a 4-minute break, everyone. A 4-minute break.
Do you want the score?
Oh, yes. Thank you, scorekeeper.
Sarah has a 26.7.
Thank you so much. That was our break. That was our break. Hopefully everybody went and got themselves some nice aqua. Some nice aqua. right? And making sure that you are hydrated. It is good for your kidneys. Stay hydrated. It is good for your kidneys. All right. So I got to make sure that I have everyone back before we can begin and get into all the excitement. So I'm first going to check on my Bout team. Do I have the timekeeper and scorekeeper? If you all can just message me a thumb up or just say, hey, in the chat. All right. So make sure I have my timekeeper and my scorekeeper and my Bout manager. Make sure all the Bout team is here. Okay, I have Bout team, making sure if my Bout manager is back. Everybody, all right, the Bout team is here. Now I'm just making sure that we have all of our judges. I see Judge 1, I see Judge 2, I see Judge 5, and I see Judge 4. And now I'm waiting for Judge 3. Judge 3. We're waiting for Judge 3. And so while we're waiting for Judge 3, for everybody at home, this is how it's going to happen. We just finished round 1 and round 2 in our first indie, and we took our break. So now what we have left for the show is we're going to do round 3, then our second, AKA our last indie, and then the last round, okay? So we are now closing out the show. We're ready. We're getting towards the end. We're working to get towards the end. All right. So I see I have all my judges. Judges, if you are ready to start hearing some more poetry, can you just give me a thumbs up, so I know that you are ready. All right, I see everyone. All right. I love the head nod. I like the little head nod. That was good. I appreciate the head nod. All right, so in round 3, we have in this particular order, that will be Burn Beautiful, Say What, and then Detour Slam, okay? So I want to make sure that all of my teams are ready. Burn Beautiful, if you can put who you are sending up in the chat. All right, so I'm excited to kick off round 3, so let's get started. Everybody in the virtual world, please put all the virtual love together for Burn Beautiful with a group piece.
Test.
You sound excellent.
Nothing lasts forever.
Like her kiss.
His smile.
Blind faith.
Like yesterday.
Box me in, just don't forget to punch holes in the top.
Feed me a truth and never dream for a day.
It could play as a lie.
Now, try not to leave this damaged planet.
Yo, I know that I'm shy.
Starving artist, broken, but I'm a goddamn masterpiece of
passion and puncture wounds on paper.
You can chisel a riddle riding shotgun in my lungs.
Next day pretend she never existed.
But I got a fistful of thunder in my tongue.
Caution, take posing like a smile on my face.
I need you to erase the track lines. Track time, back to the last time. You were on the front lines and open fire on the face of the future. Tavis, reload.
There's a toad in my throat that never hoped to be a prince.
Norris, reload.
There's a colored kid with white skin holding bruises the same color as Crayola. He believes he can stop a tank with a slingshot and a rock.
Tess, reload.
There's an angel somewhere staring at a reflection, reflecting on the hereafter with a fist full of sleeping pills and
desperate need of laughter. She's about to rock herself to sleep.
Because the mirror got her believing she's something she's not. And it's halftime, y'all.
Ante up!
Put your faith on the table!
Right next to the balls and ovaries you thought you never had. Override your pride!
The Messiah is sending you a mayday.
Today may or may not be a good day to die, so stop posting up without your passion. Be goddamn brave!
The next time a fear crosses your sight line,
you hit it so hard that God won't be able to blink for 3 days. And if it gets back up, you hit it again and again and again, and you never stop tackling
killing your fears until
I can hear Gandhi rolling over in his grave.
Because everything we've lived for in our life has led up to this moment.
The future is yours.
Own it.
Because tomorrow
we might not be remembered. But tonight our hearts will burn bright. Rumble.
You were bred to be fucking warriors.
Rumble.
Hungry for everything you hold sacred.
Rumble.
Go in like corn and leave your skin
on the fucking pavement. Rumble. The future is yours. Take it. We are all dismantled machine guns.
That was a poet or group of poets doing what group of poets do. Poem. All right, so I see you all in the chat. Y'all doing your job. Appreciate all of you for all of the energy. Please, please, please keep all of that up. Now, judges, it is your turn to do your job. I am looking and waiting. I see 1, I see 2, I see 3, I see 4. I just need one more. I see, oh no, I have all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, from a low to a high, we have a 9.3, a 9.5, another 9.5, a 9.7, and a 9.8. Make sure you all got that. Bout team, scorekeeper. I just love Southern Fried. I just want to say thank you to Southern Fried for bringing Southern Fried together, even when we can't physically be together. And if this is your first time experiencing Southern Fried, this is close to the love, close to the community, but it's more. So come back again.
That's a 28.7 for Burn Beautiful.
Thank you so much. All right, so Say What, you are up next. And Detour, you are on deck. Say What, who are you sending up? Can you please put it in the chat? Oh, I already see it. Janice Pleasant, everybody show some love. Can you test? Let me get a test before you start. Let me hear you say hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
What are you, they say? Black, white, other, gray. Fill in the space. Can I touch your hair? They never ask, as though I am a dog, a mutt, all mixed up. Mulatto, meaning Spanish mule. Ride when you choose. Skin looks white, but looks don't make any sense. Can't seem to change their mind. You're not black, they tell me. Only if your daddy is, they say. White officer holds holster beside daddy's driver door. White mother turns Casper. Nothing friendly about this routine stop. Stop with the Black Lives Matter. Don't you know all lives do? Easier said than dead when the gun is not pointed at you. You do not know the skin I am in, of its history, of its past, how it stretches beyond anything and everything you refuse to understand, especially when everything you have ever known has been white privilege. Looking at me, you say white privilege, most of my life without privilege. Words thrown like stones, slander to the senses, by the senseless. But like I said, you can't change their mind. No, you cannot touch my hair. I am not your mulatto milkshake. I hope this poem shakes you up. I am Black. I am white. Team biracial radiance like the queens before me, so come correct, or do not step before me with your ignorance again, for you will be educated today. I am anything but gray. How about you? Check other. Thank you.
That was a poet doing what a poet is supposed to do, a poem. You know how this works. And audience, please always keep showing love and energy. It's really appreciated. We love it here. We love here. All right, now, judges, we love you here too. Can you do the thing that you do? I have 3 scores, 3 scores. I have 4 scores, 4 scores. I wish I could sing. If I could sing, y'all, I'll just be sitting here just singing to y'all while the judges taking forever. All right, we have all of our scores. All right, to the Bout team, we have an 8.7, an 8.8, another 8.8, a 9.0, and a 9.5. A 9.5. So Detour, you are coming up next to close out round 3. Feel free to use this time to send me, we'll post in the chat who you're sending up. And scorekeeper, whenever you're ready.
Denise Pleasant has a 26.6.
Excellent. Thank you so much. All right, so let's keep it going with putting our virtual love out in the virtual atmosphere for Renee Speaks.
Mic check, mic check. Can you hear me? Mic check.
I can hear you clearly.
The United States is the #1 country in the world, not in education, not healthcare or economic equality, but it is #1 in the illusion of democracy, #1 in broken dreams and blood-curdling screams. It is #1 in shining its high beams on frivolous things, #1 in failed grades and wrist to blades, #1 in responsive riots and looting. America is #1 in mass shootings. So does that mean America is also #1 in dead children, #1 in gun killings and falling buildings, especially in the areas the white man don't care about, because otherwise they'll gentrify your whereabouts, #1 in doubts, #1 in America's Negroes laceration. America is #1 in mass incarceration. We hold these truths to be self-evident, historically evident, statistically evident that all men are created equal to be a brainwashed people who are mentally feeble. America is rocking in a cradle of lies and muffling the mother's cries, killing people in prison and claiming it was suicide. Sandra Bland, our debt and downfall is the government's debauchery. This is the illusion of democracy. Now, before I take questions, let me conclude with this point. You could look all of this up and you probably won't. Some of you would be relieved to find out that none of this was true. And that's the funny thing. You were questioning me as if for yourself you couldn't see. You saw it on the news and you would still say America not being #1 is not true. Well, I hate to inform you, the tale wasn't that tall. Yeah, everything I said was true and all. And if you thought otherwise, then you're a victim of the illusionary fall. Now, you could either be a voice or stay pacified like a baby with no say. Because with all the freedoms they say we have that others don't today, is it really that much better to be born in the USA? Thank you.
That was a poet doing what a poet is supposed to do, which is a poem. That's what that was. We're all on the same page. The poet did the poet's job. Now, audience, remember you have a job to do, and judges, so do you. I have 3. Y'all make me want to be slamming. Y'all just better keep being amazing. I love Southern Fried. I love all of y'all, all the teams. Y'all just so phenomenal and great, and judges and the energy. I'm here for it. I love y'all. All right, so we have all 5 scores. So we have a low of a 9.1, and then we move to a 9.6, a 9.7, another 9.7, and a 9.8. That is the scores, judges. I hope y'all feeling good. I hope y'all got water. You're hydrated. You're hydrated. You know, you're all looking good. You're just looking good. If you are at home and you want to continue, there's more Southern Fried after this. You can make sure you purchase a ticket on the website to be able to see the finals. The tickets are only $15. Only $15. Yes, just $15. And you can join whatever team's making on final stage. You can be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens, room where it happens. Okay, no Hamilton fans. I get it. I get it.
776.
Are we ready for the final score? Just wait and make sure my Bout team is good.
Can you read those scores for me one more time?
Absolutely. From a low to a high, we have a 9.1, a 9.6, a 9.7, another 9.7, and a 9.8. I love it here. Hope y'all doing well. So it's hot. I'm in Baltimore, y'all, and it's hot in Baltimore. And I don't have any AC. And so I'm trying to find all these tricks, like putting an ice cube by the fan. I don't know who told me to do that. It didn't work. Judges, judge the poems, not my life, okay? Make sure, keep your judgmental ways on for the poems, okay?
Rena Speaks has a 29.
Thank you so much, scorekeeper. You're awesome. All right, so that means now we move on to the last indie. So we'll do the last indie and then the last round, and then I'm gonna get another ice tray for my fan. Okay, that's what's going down already. So really quick, please put all your virtual love together for Shoshana Wesby. Where are you? Let me hear you test yourself really quick for me.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. The floor is now yours.
Deforestation, the permanent removal of trees to make room for something valuable, to expand upon a wealthy economy, and to build upon a working capital, to eliminate the space that they occupy and make room for something productive by any means necessary, by any means of destruction. See, when I was younger, I used to push and shake these trees until the fruit fell to satisfy my hunger. But now that I'm older, I push and shake these trees until fruit fails to satisfy my hunger. And see, I'm still hungry. They say you know a tree by its fruit, but southern trees have deep roots that run below the surface. And I find it quite strange that young trees that bear no fruit still get taken away. But in that rapture, they must calculate how many branches does it take to hang a whole generation ignorant of the ropes of their own demise, and how many Methuselah trees actually exist to feed the youth, while some are steadily contracting, while the lungs of the planet are steadily collapsing. How long shall it take for these trees to echo the sentiments, I can't breathe? Or how long shall these trees lift up their branches and praise and surrender and still get chopped at the root while solemnly screaming my hands, excuse me, my branches are up, don't shoot. See, I was taught that trees consist of strength, resistant to injury or decay. Now, either these textbooks are lying or these trees are dying another way. See, I was taught when the tree was young, its only goal is to get its head above the competition and to catch as much sunlight as possible. But nowadays, if a tree can get its head above water, we say it's sufficient enough, because even in that, it can be damn near impossible. So I'm wondering, are these losses logical compared to the entomological definitions that we locate at the root? Because to my knowledge, southern trees still bear strange fruit. See, these trees were never meant to be nourished by mythological gods that clap thunder and cause red rain, because their only rain is dictated by how much sun that they can keep away. But underneath the surface, growth through real nourishing water is maintained, and as long as there's earth trying to keep them from the sun, does nothing as long as the seed still remains. So it's questionable to me. Why do we question this power? Is real nourishing power to feed those who no longer eat because they feel like they're no longer in need? I mean, how many floods must we suffer through till we realize that trees slow down raindrops while the water is soaked up by the roots, while the Nile River turns to blood and kill our fruits? I mean, how many asthma attacks must we have till we realize that trees garner air pollution like Eric garners the execution? I mean, as a seed, I was taught that if I don't die, I abide alone. So I died a lot of deaths trying to find a tree that's a solid home. And I dwelled in a lot of vacant trees and deemed them fit and steady, only to be cursed because the Most High wanted me ready. But see, ignorance ain't an excuse for universal fatigue. So I start questioning myself. Why are you still trying to shake, push, and eat from these barren ass trees? See, when I was younger, I used to push and shake trees until the fruit satisfied my hunger. But now that I'm older, I found out that these trees no longer absorb water, but poisonous herbicides that play the game of genocide. So I replace these trees for the kings and the queens of this time, the fruit for their lineage, and the water for their lifeline, and the air for this air. I've inherited a promise that I'd allow to be squandered for the tangible, and I would push and shake these trees, but hell, are they even available? Peace.
That was a poet doing what a poet is supposed to do, which is a poem. Audience, make sure you always are engaged, commenting, putting the emoji, showing the love, being part of the experience. All right, judges, it is now time for you to give a score. And you are moving fast, and I appreciate each one of you. Judge 1, Judge 4, Judge 3, Judge 5, Judge 2. We have all of the judges. So from a low to high, we have a 9.6, and then we have a 9.7, another 9.7, another 9.7, and a 9.8. Those are the scores. Those are the scores.
The score would have been a 29.1, but with a time of 3 minutes and 20 seconds, there's a 1-point time penalty, and Shoshana got a 28.1.
Thank you so much, scorekeeper. You're excellent and you are appreciated. And we know we love the poem, and time is a conspiracy theory. Don't you agree? It's a conspiracy theory. So let's keep moving with the poetry. So we're on now our final round, and we're going to go in this order. We're going to go with Say What, then Detour Slam, and then Burn Beautiful. That will be the order. And we're going to bring up now Say What, who will be sending up Dove Dupree. Please show all the virtual love that you can, and let me hear you whenever you are ready to make sure that your sound is good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're good to go.
Addiction is a hard thing to control when you've had it for like a really long time. You ever itch for a fix before? Ever scratched so deep you start to see the skeleton in your closet? No. Did addiction ever have you before? Ever whip you awake in the middle of the night to remind you that you need it? While relapse kicks in that back door, hold your rehab at gunpoint, threatens to crackhead if you try to get all recovery on to remind you your past is too junky for you to ever be clean. So it's back to your old habits, getting high as that addict scratch your life away, because addiction is a hard thing to control when you've had it for a long time. Yo, I'm sick of scratch. But I learned I can never look down on drug addicts and alcoholics when I've been addicted to acceptance and affirmation. You know, them gateway drugs to depression. See, my dealer only told me how good it feels to scratch. Never told me the more I scratch, the more I itch. How contagious it is. See, I think my dad left me with this itch before he left me. I found out my birth mom used to itch for drugs. Like his itch just runs in my family, but I'm not trying to like father, like son in addiction. I always thought she didn't really love me. That's why she rubbed me into foster care. So yo, I've been scratching since age 6, itching for words like I believe in you. Grew up snorting affirmations from Facebook likes. Can you overdose on validation? Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. I ain't the only fiend in this room scratching like it's the lottery. Like if you win, the only thing you're trying to buy is your skin back. But they say the first step in getting over an addiction is admitting that you have one. But some days that sounds like failure, like I give up. And I don't give up. You know, I realize what I've been saying. I've been saying it wrong. I've been saying addiction is hard to control when you've had it for a long time. When I should have been saying addiction is hard to control, you know? When you've been enunciating, I am an addict, instead of pronouncing, I am free. Be careful what you say to yourself. You might start to believe you. Oh, I am learning. You don't have to be the slave of addiction. You can be the master of it. I am learning. It's all about what you talk like. And now I talk like I don't itch. Now I talk like no generational curses. Now I articulate no shackles for my offspring. Like there may be bugs on some of you mugs, but there ain't no bugs on me. Like if you having scratch problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but an itch ain't one. I am free. I understand I'm not miraculously cured today, but what about tomorrow? What about next week? What about day 1,267 of you reminding your addiction you decided to nicoderm patch your life back together? Or taboo yourself to sober that you are testimony. You are aloe to eczema. You are generational curses now broken. You are not an addict. You are itch free. Now stop scratching.
That was a poet doing what a poet is supposed to do, which is a poem. Audience, I saw y'all in there interacting, doing y'all job. Judges, now y'all have to do y'all job, which is give a number. Just need a number. Whatever number you want to give, it works with us. Just put a number in the chat. Judge 2, can you put, there we go. Now, one more judge, Judge 3, and we got it. All right, so from a low to a high, we have a 9.1, and then we have a 9.6, a 9.8, another 9.8, and a 9.9. Yeah, I love Southern Fried. I'm gonna make a theme song. Y'all gonna listen to it? Y'all gonna listen to it? Judge 4. Maria, you gonna listen to my theme song when I write my theme song about how much I love Southern Fried? Are y'all gonna download it and play it? Y'all not gonna. Judge 5 said no. I can see it in your face. You're not gonna play my theme song. It's fine though. I appreciate the honesty. I appreciate the honesty.
Dove Dupree has a 29.2.
Thank you so much, scorekeeper. And we're gonna keep it moving. So again, this is the last round. We're gonna hear from Detour next, but Burn Beautiful, you are on deck. So Detour Slam, I see you're sitting up. Nick Hormone, where are you, Nick?
Mic check, mic check. Can you hear me? Mic check.
I hear you perfectly.
I used to love to watch pro wrestling when I was a kid because that shit was so dope. I remember me and my homies imitating moves and jumping off furniture like it was the top rope. And I know they told us to never try those moves at home, but I mean, what kid didn't want to be in the WWF or the WWE? Who in the hell didn't want to smell what The Rock was cooking? In my house, wrestling was always in demand, but we ain't never buy the pay-per-views because my mama said, hell no. But when it came time for SmackDown, you couldn't tell me I wasn't a little Negro. Eddie Guerrero ain't never been to San Diego, but I'm repping the West Coast like I'm Rey Mysterio because I'm from the 336, but I'm at the crib yelling 619. When wrestling was on, I wasn't hard to find, and even though it was action-packed, wrestling would ease my mind, and people would always try to tell me, oh, don't you know that wrestling is fake? But I didn't give a damn because for me, wrestling was more than entertainment. Wrestling provided an escape until the day wrestling became the mandatory minimum sentencing that would incarcerate my innocence. Wrestling used to be my breath of fresh air before it started to pollute my happiness and change the climate of my life. I slowly stopped being receptive of the positive feelings that wrestling would induce when I began to suffer sexual abuse at the hands of an older girl who used wrestling as an excuse to touch me. I wasn't outspoken as a child, and she took advantage of nearly every situation using clever tactics of manipulation to her advantage. She would slip the pants off of my adolescent frame and make me promise to not say a thing. And if anyone ever asked what we were doing, to just say we were playing wrestling. So wrestling no longer means the same to me. Wrestling used to bring wealth to my soul. Now it leaves my spirit swimming in poverty. I no longer watch the WWE, but I find myself wrestling every day. Wrestling the pain and anxiety that I figured would go away on its own. Wrestling my confusion about what real love is. Wrestling the fear of who I'll trust to babysit when my wife gives birth to our own kids. I wrestle thoughts on the daily that go from delightful to disturbing. I've always wrestled these thoughts solo because I never wanted others to know or carry my burdens. I turned into Triple H because I harbored hurt, hate, and heartache, or I could have been a black Shawn Michaels since I was the heartbroken kid. Always feeling confusion and quick to become disillusioned by the potential of affection. And no matter the location, everywhere it became an arena because no one could see the real me, so I was something like John Cena. I had to camouflage the guilt and the pain because I was pile driven into these problems. And I carry so much shame because I always wanted to be like Dwayne Johnson, but instead of being The Rock, I only hit rock bottom. And every day I think about it, I get angrier and angrier because I can't quell my feelings. So every day I WrestleMania, and I wrestle the urge each and every day to spend every day on my own, because when I needed someone to save me from her clutches, I was the only one I could depend on. Thank you.
That was a poet doing what a poet is supposed to do, which is a poem. And judges, you have a job to do now. You only got to do it a couple more times, a couple more times, a couple more times. I have 2 scores. Where my judges at? I'm gonna look at y'all, make y'all facial expressions, see who's missing. See, Judge 5 know that I be trying to come after her, so she's gonna be keep on trying to get her score in there quick. All right, we have all the scores. So from a low to a high, we have a 9.6, and then we have a 9.7, a 9.7, a 9.7, and a 9.8. So just so that way we're not confused, is a 9.6, then it's 3 9.7s, and then there's a 9.8. That is the score. All y'all, the judges were all on the same, same wavelength that time. They all was like cheating. They was texting each other.
Nick Corman got a 29.1.
Thank you, scorekeeper. All right, with that being said, we are now going to close out the event with Burn Beautiful, who is sitting up. Asia, show some love, please show some love, muster up the energy. All right, spotlight.
Test.
Say it one more time.
Test.
Yep, you're excellent.
My neighbor is a sculptor with Parkinson's. You can hear him banging and grinding in a way that tells me he's lost himself inside that marble and now he's frantically trying to find himself. But lately, it's gotten quieter. The shakes, he calls them. They're getting worse. Imagine your muse grabbing you by the wrist after going on a coke binge, and I just watch him running his fingers along the blades of his chisels, preparing to say goodbye to an old friend. Funny, he says, that the one thing I won't be able to do is the only thing I can't stop thinking about doing. I guess it's the things we love that has the best chance of killing us. It's been 2 years since my sister's death, and we still can't convince my mother it's time to stop sleeping in her room, and I've never been an acrobat. I don't know how to time my mother's mood swings and teach her when it's safe to let go. All I know is that the thing about saying goodbye to what we love is that the heart is a handkerchief, waving to a train that's leaving too slow. Our fight is a boxer, lacing up his gloves, refusing to acknowledge the sudden flash of dizziness from the blow he took last year. We break ourselves over and over and over. It was never the pain that we feared. What we feared is the moment our calling stops calling, the moment the shakes become permanent, so I don't think about my poems, of the day I'm too frail to stand behind a microphone, which is why I wear a blindfold when I write so I don't have to see it coming. I keep a stack of blank notebooks on my bookshelf so I know I'll always have a page. My friend William Bell was gunned down outside of his own poetry venue no more than 10 minutes after walking off stage. Call me insensitive, but sometimes I think maybe it's better to go out that way, to exit stage right while people still remember my name, ask me how I take my glory, and I'll choose the blaze over the flame so I can say I was engulfed, that I ended my song on a high note, that I still mattered the day I proclaimed I'm finished giving everything. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the one who got it right is my wife, who told me every time she sees the finish line banner at the end of a marathon, she doesn't speed up like everyone else. She walks, she takes her time, because what's the point of victory if it happens too quickly to enjoy that sign? Perhaps passion isn't found in the finish. Perhaps it's found in the paraplegic girl extending her arms to her father, saying, "Throw me around the room because I'm in the mood to dance." Perhaps it's found in the teachers of Sandy Hook, wiping gunpowder residue off their chalkboards to make room for brand new lesson plans. And as for my mother, I'm finally beginning to understand why she refuses to move on. The day she told me, "I'm gonna keep sleeping on my daughter's bed for as long as it takes until the smell is gone," I know now that she's right, that even if what we love can kill us, it's also the very thing that gives us life, to fight even when the gloves feel heavy. My neighbor, he's done trying to control the steady. Now he just has to shakes do the sculpting, says the beauty is in the crumbling, to reveal everything you are by taking a chisel to everything you're not. I asked him how he's gonna feel the day he has to put those tools back in its box. He says, "By then I won't need them. There's nothing left for me to make. I've inhaled so much of this dust through the years that I've somehow become the very thing I sought out to create."
That was a poet doing what a poet is supposed to do, which is a poem. That is what happened. And now the poet did their job. The audience did their job. Judges, for the last time, can you do your job? Let's see what you got. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there, everybody. All right, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have a low of a 9.6. Then we have a 9.8, a 9.8, a 9.8, and a 9.9. So again, that is 9.6, 3 9.8s, and then a 9.9. And I'm gonna let the scorekeeper, you're gonna announce what that final score was, and then you and your team will get together and come up with, the order of this whole competition, this whole bout. That's what's about to happen. And again, everybody at home, if you do not have tickets to finals, please, please, please make sure you get tickets to finals.
Asia scored a 29.4.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And whenever you are ready to give us the score for the order of the night, we will fully appreciate it. Everybody's so anxious, ready to hear the good news. Judges, can I say thank you to each and every one of you for being consistent, for being focused, for taking your time and making sure this experience happened. We could not do it without you. So you are fully appreciated. For those of you who've been judging throughout this week or judging multiple times, I want to give an extra thank you to you for taking the time to make sure that people here are heard and that people are celebrated and stories and voices are lifted. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I have to say, amazing job to every poet that touched the stage tonight, to both our indies, to all three of the teams. You all did a phenomenal job. As a host, I promise you, there's only one thing you really hope for as a host, is that you get to hear some amazing poems. And I promise I heard some amazing poems, and I am just really excited. I'll wait to my own personal time to call out poems and tell you what. But I have to say, rumble, rumble, rumble from Baltimore. I tell you, a rumble, 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 a rumble, rumble, rumble. All right, that's an insider. All of y'all did phenomenal. This was a great, 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 great night. And Bout team, let me say thank you to my Bout manager. Thank you to my score keeper. Thank you to my timekeeper. All of you made this so fluid, so easy. So no, it was smooth, and this could not have been possible without all of the poets being super ready, the Bout team being super ready, and making sure I correct myself when I stumble. We're a family. We got it through together. And my tech manager,
can we give a big round of applause? Can we give a big round of applause to our host who has been holding it down all evening? Go ahead. We actually clapping over here. That's actual people clapping. You know what I'm saying? You did a fantastic job. We really appreciate you.
All right. And so do I have my scorekeeper? Are you ready to let us know?
Yes, I am ready.
The floor is yours.
All right, for our indies, in second place, we had Sarah Aaron with a score of a 26.7. And in first place, we had Shoshana with a score of a 28.1. For our teams, in third place, we had Say What Greenville with a score of 111.7. In second place, Burn Beautiful with a score of 114. And in first place, taking the one tonight, is Detour Slam with 114.4.
Thank you so much. Thank everybody so much. Remember, to all of the poets or the slam masters, please stay on. That way you can talk to the tech manager and as well as the slam, the Bout manager, excuse me. So that way we can make sure that all the paperwork is approved, that everything is, is awesome. And judges, I want to say, bid you well. You did your job. And you are free to go. And if you bake any cookies, mail some to Baltimore. That's all I ask.
Judges, thank you so much. We couldn't have done this without you. Really, really appreciate y'all's time. Teams, we are going to go ahead and show your scores here on the screen. We're going to get our scorekeeper to do a little share screen and share the scores. All I need is a verbal confirmation that you are good with the scores. If you're good now, you can say that and dip out. Judges, thanks again for your time. You don't have to stick around if you don't want to. You can feel free to get on as well. But man, thank y'all again from the bottom of my heart. Could have done this without you. Really, really appreciate your time. So we're going to wait for our scorekeeper to do a little screen share and make sure that we're good. But yo, fantastic bout, y'all. That was crazy. That was really, really dope. You can't share. Okay, cool. Well, give me a moment and I will pull this up. And indies as well. Oh, there we go. Kenneth, you're amazing.
I'm here to help.
Oh, incredible.
Can you all see it? Am I sharing the right thing right now?
You are. I would just say scroll up just a little bit so we can see if we can catch the first round.
I'm gonna start here and scroll down.
Okay, teams, how are we feeling? Feel free to unmute and say what's good.
I'm good.
Thank you so much, Detour. Appreciate it, man.
I enjoyed this bout. This was good. I love Slam against family, so it was good.
That was fantastic.
And I wish I could send y'all a poetry punch.
I mean, overnight something to me.
I have to see what the laws of customs are. Yes, maybe you might have that happen. So,
say what? Burn Beautiful. How we feeling? Kimberly, how you feeling?
Hey, we're happy with everything. Thank y'all for doing such an amazing job running this bout. It went like this is like the smoothest bout we've been in. So kudos to you guys. Just really great job.
You know what I'm saying? Out here like Power Rangers uniting Voltron and everything. Thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
You guys can get on. Burn Beautiful. I just need a confirmation. Indies as
Scores
well.
look good.
Sweet. Thank you guys. Great job.
Have a good night.
No, fantastic. Indies, are we good?
Looks good.
Oh, I'm sorry. I left you. I left you all. You sure? Y'all deserve to see it.
I wanted to contest that time so bad, but she was right. So I'm good.
Y'all are awesome, man. Thank y'all so much. Y'all are good to go.